Friends, today we're diving into the story of A Quiet Place, Day 1. Imagine a world where alien creatures suddenly invade Earth, relentlessly hunting humans. How would people manage to survive in such a terrifying reality? Let's unravel this gripping tale and explore the journey together. The story begins in a hospital located far from New York City. Here, we meet a girl named Sam, who is battling cancer and slowly losing her fight against the disease. Sam doesn't care much for her life anymore, as she expresses through a poem she recites to other patients at the suggestion of Dr. Robin. Her words reflect her bitterness toward the city and the world around her, showing how disconnected she feels from life. To cheer her up, Robin suggests they go watch a show together. He says, "You haven't been to the city in a long time. Let's go out today." Initially, Sam refuses, but after some convincing, she agrees. On one condition, Robin has to treat her to pizza. Robin smiles and agrees to her demand. Sam changes into a fresh outfit, grabs her cat, and heads out with the group to watch the show. After a long time, being in the city makes Sam feel good. They arrive at the venue where a little boy notices Sam's cat. The boy is there with his dad, Red Henry, and his mom. The show begins with a man performing an act with a puppet which the audience enjoys. However, Sam doesn't find it very entertaining. She steps outside and buys some chocolate from a nearby shop. While standing there, she notices police cars speeding by with their sirens blaring, which makes her uneasy. Meanwhile, Robin receives a call from the hospital, instructing him to return with all the patients immediately. He gathers everyone and gets them onto the bus. He finds Sam and asks her to come along, but she insists on having pizza first. Robin tries to explain the urgency of the situation, which leaves Sam feeling disappointed. Upset, she reluctantly gets on the bus. Just then, missiles or some strange objects start falling from the sky, crashing into the city and wreaking havoc. In no time, the city is completely destroyed, leaving Sam utterly confused about what has just happened. She steps out of the bus, trying to find her people, but the thick dust in the air makes it impossible for her to see anything. Suddenly, she witnesses a horrifying scene where a creature attacks a man walking nearby and drags him away. This terrifying sight makes Sam realize that aliens have attacked the city, leaving her deeply scared. Out of nowhere, something crashes onto an ambulance, causing it to explode. The blast injures Sam severely and she falls unconscious. When she regains consciousness, she finds herself in the presence of Red Henry, the father of the little boy she noticed earlier. Henry quickly covers Sam's mouth and whispers for her to stay silent. He then takes her to a safe spot where several injured people are gathered, sitting in complete silence. Among them is Robin, who is relieved to see Sam alive. He even hands her back her cat, which he had kept safe. As they sit in silence, they hear the sound of helicopters overhead. Soldiers inside the helicopters make an announcement, instructing everyone to stay completely quiet because the creatures attack only when they hear noise. The group listens attentively to the warning, but just then, Sam's cat begins wandering outside. Alarmed, Sam and Robin try to retrieve the cat, but their movements make a sound, drawing a creature toward them. Frozen in fear, they stay absolutely still, and the creature eventually leaves. This encounter helps Sam and Robin understand that while the creatures can't see, they have extremely sharp hearing and can attack at the slightest sound. Sam cleans herself up and soon realizes that her cancer medications have run out. Meanwhile, she notices a girl in the group trying to use a radio to find a way out of the city. Just then, they hear strange noises coming from the roof. Sam, Robin, and Henry go up to the roof to investigate and find their city completely devastated. As they stand there, they see another missile deliberately dropped on the city, destroying the last standing bridge. With the bridge gone, the only escape route from the city is now blocked, leaving everyone in despair. Panic sets in, and one of the men in the group starts yelling, "We're all going to die here!" Henry tries to calm him down, but the man refuses to stop screaming. In desperation, Henry covers the man's mouth to silence him, but unintentionally suffocates him to death. Shocked and guilt-ridden, Henry feels devastated by what he's done. The group returns downstairs, and Sam starts communicating with Robin by writing messages. She jokes about wanting to go eat pizza, but Robin firmly tells her that it's too dangerous. As they talk, the lights in their hideout suddenly go out, and the backup generator kicks in, making a loud noise. Alarmed, Robin rushes to turn it off, instructing Sam to stay back. While trying to switch off the generator, his shirt gets caught in the machine, tearing loudly. The noise attracts a creature, which attacks and kills Robin on the spot. Sam is heartbroken and terrified as she watches Robin die. Unable to hold back her tears, she cries in silence, mourning his loss. Sometime later, Sam decides to sneak out on her own. She takes her cat and leaves the hideout without telling anyone. As she steps outside, she sees her city, once vibrant and full of life, now reduced to rubble and emptiness. There's no one left. Sam moves forward and stumbles upon a shop. She grabs some essential supplies and continues her journey. Along the way, she finds two scared children hiding in a corner, all alone. Sam approaches them and gives them some chocolate to eat. Just then, she notices helicopters flying overhead, making announcements. The soldiers on board inform everyone that ships are departing from the southern part of the city and urge people to board them quickly. They assure everyone that the creatures cannot swim, and being on the ships will ensure their safety. Hearing this, Sam decides to take the two children with her and heads toward the south. However, as they move, some creatures begin attacking the helicopters flying above. Alarmed, Sam quickly hides with the children. Once the creatures leave, she steps out cautiously and resumes the journey with the kids. Along the way, they encounter a large group of survivors also heading toward the ships. Sam asks the children to join the group and move ahead with them. However, instead of going south, she chooses to walk in the opposite direction. Sam's strange decision to leave the safe route raises questions. Why is she doing this? What is the connection between her and pizza? The story holds answers we'll uncover later. For now, Sam continues walking alone. Suddenly, the sound of footsteps from the large group attracts the creatures, who launch another attack. Panic spreads as people scream and run for their lives. Amidst the chaos, Sam trips and falls to the ground. She spots a car nearby and quickly crawls underneath it to hide. As she hides, a man approaches the car, begging Sam for help. In desperation, he grabs her feet to pull himself under the car. Just then, a creature attacks the man, dragging him away. The car's tires burst due to the commotion, causing the vehicle to tilt and trap Sam's legs beneath it. Struggling with all her strength, Sam manages to free herself just in time before the car collapses completely. She crawls out and runs to find another hiding spot. Elsewhere, we're introduced to Eric, a boy who emerges from the water after the creatures have moved away. Suddenly, Sam's cat approaches him. Curious, Eric follows the cat and eventually finds Sam. When he tries to approach her, Sam warns him not to follow her. But Eric, visibly terrified and desperate, refuses to leave her side. It begins to rain heavily, and Sam uses the sound of the rain to mask their conversation. She tells Eric to head south toward the ships, assuring him that he'll be safe there. However, Eric, too scared to go alone, pleads with her, saying, "I don't want to die." Realizing his fear and helplessness, Sam decides to help him. She leads Eric back to her home. Once there, Sam asks Eric to break the door to her house. Eric uses the sound of thunder to his advantage. As the lightning strikes, Sam kicks the door, breaking it down. The creatures, distracted by the thunder, don't notice the sound. Sam rushes inside to look for her medicines, but finds none, even at her home. She then asks Eric about his family. Eric explains that his parents live in England and that he had come here for law studies. Hearing this, Sam advises him to head back to the ship and leave the city. However, Eric, too scared to go alone, hesitates. Curious, Eric asks Sam where she's going. She replies, "To eat pizza." Shocked, Eric questions why she would risk her life for pizza. Sam doesn't respond and firmly declares, "I will eat that pizza." Intrigued, Eric offers to join her, but Sam refuses. Eric then notices a notebook written by Sam and realizes she used to be a poet. Sam admits, "I used to be a poet, but not anymore." Eric, trying to learn more about Sam, asks about her father. She reveals that her father used to play the piano. During the conversation, Eric insists on accompanying her for pizza. Sam finally shows him some notes detailing her life. Reading them, Eric learns that Sam has a terminal illness and is determined to fulfill her last wish, to eat pizza. To cope with her pain, Sam screams her heart out whenever the thunder roars, masking the sound of her cries. Seeing this, Eric joins her, and together, they scream and let out their frustrations. This shared moment gives them some relief, but Sam's health worsens further. The next morning, Sam leaves with her cat, silently slipping out while Eric is still asleep. Determined, she sets off alone to fulfill her wish. On the way, she comes across a library and starts reading books. Eric, having followed her, returns her notebook, which she had accidentally left behind. As Sam prepares to leave, a stack of books slips from her hands, making a noise that alerts the creatures nearby. Startled, the two run for safety and enter a building. At the entrance, Eric struggles to free a stuck bag. As he yanks it loose, it bursts open, making a loud noise. This attracts the creatures toward them. In an effort to divert the creatures, Sam throws a stone at a car, triggering its alarm. The creatures swarm toward the car, giving them time to escape. Eric and Sam find refuge in an underground station where everything seems eerily quiet. But soon, a creature emerges and starts approaching them. To avoid detection, they wade into a pool of water nearby. While trying to stay quiet, they notice another creature clinging to the ceiling. Slowly and carefully, they move forward, but Eric begins to struggle as he feels out of breath. Eric starts struggling to breathe and, in an attempt to take a deep breath, the sound alerts the nearby creature. The creature attacks, but Eric and Sam manage to evade it, diving underwater to hide. However, the creature follows them into the water. Thankfully, it can't survive long in the water and dies, saving Sam and Eric. Emerging from the water, the two find shelter in a nearby church, but Sam's condition worsens due to the lack of medication. Concerned, Eric writes on a piece of paper asking Sam which medicines she needs. After she tells him, Eric sets out alone to find them. After searching extensively, Eric finds a pharmacy. Inside, he locates the medicines Sam mentioned. Suddenly, Sam's cat appears out of nowhere and starts wandering off. Eric follows the cat to an unfamiliar place, only to discover some creatures nearby feasting on something. Determined to save the cat, Eric remains calm and silent as one of the creatures comes dangerously close, trying to detect even the smallest sound. Eric's stillness pays off, and the creature doesn't notice him. He grabs the cat and quietly leaves the area, bringing the medicines back to Sam. Giving Sam the medicines, Eric watches her feel slightly better. During this moment, Sam opens up about her father. She shares how she used to attend her dad's piano performances and how they would eat pizza together afterward. She then reveals that her father passed away, and it was in a similar manner to how she's dying now. Eric becomes deeply emotional, realizing that Sam's desire to eat pizza is her way of reliving a cherished memory with her father. Determined to fulfill her last wish, Eric promises, "I won't let you die before you get to eat pizza again." This gives Sam a sense of comfort. The next day, Eric takes Sam to the pizza shop she used to visit with her dad. However, they find the shop completely burned down. Heartbroken, Sam starts crying, feeling as though her final wish will remain unfulfilled. Eric, noticing her despair, asks, "Where did your dad play the piano?" Sam tells him the location, and Eric takes her there. At the venue where her father used to perform, Sam sees her dad's piano. The sight brings her peace, as memories of him flood back. While Sam reflects, Eric heads out and discovers another pizza shop. He buys a pizza and brings it back to her. Seeing the pizza, Sam lights up with joy. Together, they eat the pizza, sharing a quiet but meaningful moment. Eric's effort to bring happiness to Sam in her final days becomes a poignant and heartfelt act of friendship. To make Sam happy, Eric performs a trick using a shopping cart, which brings a smile to her face. The two then climb onto a building where Sam notices a passing ship. Seeing this, Sam gives Eric her clothes and urges him to get on the ship. They begin making their way toward the ship, but creatures block their path. Sam and Eric try to sneak past them, but the creatures are soon drawn toward the ship, becoming an obstacle. Realizing the danger, Sam hands her cat to Eric and insists he leave immediately. To distract the creatures, Sam begins smashing cars, activating their alarms. The noise captures the creatures' attention, and they start running toward Sam. Henry, who is on the ship, notices the commotion and stops the ship, understanding someone is in trouble. This gives Eric the chance to run toward the ship, but some creatures start chasing him. Just as they get close, Eric jumps into the water and swims toward the ship. Sam watches this and feels relieved to see Eric make it safely onto the ship, along with her cat. Meanwhile, Sam remains trapped in the city. She looks through her father's old photos, cherishing the memories. On the ship, Eric finds a letter in his clothes that Sam had written. In it, Sam asks Eric to take care of her cat and thanks him for giving her a reason to smile and live again, even if just for a short time. Reading this fills Eric with bittersweet joy. On the other side, Sam is seen wandering through the city. She connects a radio to a loudspeaker and plays a song, lost in the moment. The video ends with Sam, her story lingering in the viewer's mind.